الشباب لا كل همه أن يستقل أو يبيد نستقيم من الردى ولن نكون للعدا كالعبيد لا نريد لنا المؤبدة وعيشنا المنكدة لنا المؤبدة وعيشنا المنكدة لا نريد بل نعيد مجدنا تليد مجدنا تليد موطني الحسام واليرام والكلام والنهار مجدنا وعهدنا وواجب من الوفاء يهزنا عزنا غاية تشرف وغاية ترفرف غاية تشرف وغاية ترفرف يا هلا في علا قاهرا عيدا قاهرا عيدا موطني
I'm proud to see all the Iraqis and of course non-Iraqis here today, all united for an amazing cause. So thank you and enjoy the night.
As you all know, Iraq has been through a lot. But in the past couple of months, people have been taking the streets protesting for basic human rights, which is why we have the Revolution Corner outside dedicated to the revolution. And we would also like to share a video with you all asking people what Iraq means to them. But first, let's all have a moment of silence.
So we want to thank you all so much for coming. I'm just really loud. So thank you guys all for coming. This would have not been done without you guys. So a round of applause. Give yourselves a round of applause. It really makes my heart so happy to see so many people unified for this amazing cause. So I want to thank all of you. I also want to give a huge thank to our parents, because our IAU parents are amazing. They literally drive hours so that they can get our things done. They bring us stuff back from Iraq so we can bring them outside to you guys. And then a huge shout out to my beautiful mother who did the whole dessert table. I also want to thank the volunteers, because without you guys, none of this would have been possible either. So thank you for all your hard work. Thank you to some of our sponsors. I want to thank Barbara Al, Iraqi Meals by Noura with the klecha. Wow. Memories Made photo booth. There's one more photo booth, but I think it was I can't remember the name. We'll get there. I'll come back to it. And then I want to thank Student Government, Center of Arab American Studies. It's on the programs, so I think it was like Luigi or something like that. And then I want to give a huge thank you to our boards. Our boards have been working for over 6 months on this event, day and night, and we fought over pretty much everything about عراقيين, you know? But thank you to our boards for all your amazing work, and I'm sure that after they saw this amazing turnout, that every single moment was put away. I'd like to give a huge shout out to our Chobi group. Where's my Chobi group at? Now, this last person that I want to thank, I can't do it by myself because of how much he's done for us, so I'm going to call up Noura and Fatma so that we can all do it.
Okay guys, this person is one of our biggest supporters. None of this can happen without him. Last year couldn't happen without him, and most especially this year.
We called him every single day, and I think he's gonna block us from now, because every day we call him, hey, you know we're coming, right? Hey, darfina jayin, sah?
So can I have Roy come up to the stage?
Yalla, Roy.
Roy is our biggest supporter here. He's the one who believes in us. From the moment we met him, he said, the Iraqi community needs something like this, and I have your back.
Okay, next up, we have someone who was already up here, but I'm gonna give her a formal introduction. Our president of the IAU UMD, who has been working for months. She also happens to be my best friend, she's that lucky. But I want to call up Noura to the stage.
I kind of refuse to go behind the podium because my dress is too pretty, but you guys won't be able to see me, so I'll just go up anyways. I remember every face, every idea. Most importantly, I remember how I felt there. I felt truly Iraqi. I had never felt that way before. That feeling pushed me to want to be a part of the community and spread that feeling around everyone in the community. I've always had love for Iraq, but I grew up in Denver, Colorado, and there were no Iraqis. So, you know how that went. Pretty lame. It wasn't until my trip to Iraq that I realized how badly I needed to be around Iraqis. I remember I was on the flight, quick connecting flight, from Turkey to Iraq. It was with my mom. 45 minutes, 100 people max. And I was on the plane, and suddenly I noticed something. And I turned to my mom and I tell her, Mama, تعرفين كل واحد بهاي الطيارة عراقي? Mama, you know everyone on this plane right now is Iraqi? We both paused, and we could hear the Iraqi dialect floating in the air. I can't describe how I felt at that moment, but a feeling of home washed over me. My friend Haja said this to me once, and it's been with me ever since. من اسمع اللهجة العراقية قلبي يبدي يرف. When I hear the Iraqi dialect, my heart begins to flutter, and that's how I felt at that moment. And that's how I feel here when I hear the Iraqi dialect bouncing across the corners of the wall. One of the biggest reasons why I wanted to be a part of this organization was so I could have this feeling with me all the time. And I wanted to make sure everyone in here also had that feeling. Hold on. One of the ideas that we had at the very beginning of the gala, one of the ideas we had at the very first meeting was to have an annual celebration celebrating Iraqi culture, heritage, and history. And so we have a gala, and here we are at the second gala. For the second year in a row, this event is sold out. Last year we aimed for 300, we got 400. This year we aimed for 400, we got 500. Next year, Allah yastur. Outside of the gala, the Iraqi American Union is constantly hosting events on campuses to give Iraqi students a taste of Iraq throughout the school year. Guys, have you ever seen a bake sale sell dolma? I haven't. We realize that not only do we have to continue providing this space for Iraqis in the community, we first have to help them get here. So, keep in mind, Some people, they don't have the means to attend college. Oops, sorry. Some people don't have the means to attend college and joins clubs like this, and that is our responsibility. This is why starting a scholarship is so important to us. The Tiger Scholarship. You're supposed to cheer on them. In that first meeting, we knew the scholarship was something we had to do. And here we are, 2 years later, presenting our first ever scholarships. Cheer. Welcome, cheer. And it was all made possible through your continuing support. So thank you. We have bigger goals and ambitious plans for the future, and we ask that you continue to support us so we reach those heights and we continue to thrive. So, I have an Arabic part, but I don't want to butcher it. مستحيل أمثلكم حبي للعراق، ومستحيل أنا أقول لكم شعوري للعراق، بس أكيد كل واحد هنا موجود عنده نفس الحب لهذا العراق، وهذا الحب اللي جايبنا هاليوم مع بعض. United, I don't know how to say in Arabic. So, it's my honor to bring the both E-boards to stage as we start the scholarship ceremony. Can I bring Wayne State? Wayne State, please.
And my name is Manala Zubaidi, and we are the co-founders of the IAU chapter at Wayne State University.
Seeing the way the Iraqi American Union has represented and inspired the Iraqis has been such a motivational experience for us. For many of us, we had to grow up with the lack of representation in our communities. But being here tonight and seeing all of you and all of our people's achievement is such a powerful movement.
Seeing our people's achievements is such a moving experience because it's not only an individual experience, but instead it's the ladder that supports one another towards our personal growths.
We were inspired to start the chapter because we saw the way that UMD had their chapter. It was very powerful and very strong. This led to many long nights of hard work, trying to represent our Iraqis in our best way possible. And little did we know that it was actually our general body who was the more accurate representation of this.
It was through the warm welcomes we'd get walking into events and through connecting in our similarities while still admiring our differences, and how somewhere along the way, every event got a noise complaint. If there's one thing our parents passed down to us, it's the lack of an indoor voice. The Iraqi American Union, our general body has been so supportive throughout this year. The line between us and our general body has vanished because no matter what event we had, they always found a way to contribute. Even when events were meant just for them to help, even when events were meant just for them to come attend, they always found ways to help. The Iraqi American Union has, it's a little nerve-wracking with 500 people. So I just want to close it off with a quote by Dunya Mahal, an Iraqi American poet and a Wayne State alumni. She said, as we cross borders lightly, like clouds, we carry rain, an accent, and a memory of another place. No matter how much time resides between us and home, we'll never forget the power of our identities. Our biggest honor will always be being Iraqi. Now it's time to call out our scholarships. Thank you, everyone.
So it's a great honor to announce our first scholarship, and it goes out to Sosan Idris. Sosan, can you please come to the stage? Sosan. Woo! I'm Safa Mahbouba, the event coordinator.
Hey, when you guys talk, bring the mic closer to your mouth, okay?
This year, we're not only giving out 1 scholarship per school, but actually 2 per each student for each school. So our second scholarship for the Wayne State student is going to go to Zainab Al-Talaqani.
مرحبا، اليوم وياكم احنا من قلب حفلة عراقية في ولاية ميشيغان. اليوم وياكم نورة الدليمي منظمة الحفلة. خلونا نتعرف عليها أكثر وعلى ديتيلز الحفلة.
مرحبا، أنا اسمي نورة الدليمي. أنا رابع سنة في جامعة University of Michigan Dearborn، وأنا المؤسسة مال هاي المجتمع العراقي هنا موجود. بس أكيد أنا ما قدرت أسوي هاي بدون صاحباتي البنات اللي وياي. اليوم عندنا حفلة كلش كبيرة مال العراقيين، نفتخر إحنا بالعراق كل يوم نذكر الناس عن العراق. وبعش أقول لكم إحنا هاي الحفلة كلها تصير على مود الإديوكيشن. إحنا نشجع الناس يداومون بالمدرسة ويحصلون شهادة، لأن الشهادة هي أقوى شيء هنا. فكل البروسيس مال هاليوم الحفلة كلها تروح towards scholarships, towards an endowment باليونيفرسيتي. وأكيد هم نريد كل واحد يتونس ويرفع راسه لأنه هو عراقي.
زين، تقدرين تنطينا إنه شنو الهدف من هذه الحفلة؟
مثل ما قلت، الهدف مالتنا اليوم ان احنا نشجع الناس على مود ياخذون شهاده، لان الشهاده تحميكم في هاي الدنيا. وعندنا هوايه بهذا المجتمع ما يروحون للجامعه، لان الجامعه غاليه، كلش غاليه وكلش صعبه. فاحنا الهدف مالتنا ان نشجعهم يداومون المدرسه، بحيث هاي ليش مسوين سكولرشيب، نعطيهم بطاقات اسمها ذا تايجر سكولرشيب على مود نساعدهم ونسهلهم يروحون للكليه.
Thank you so much. شكرا لك نورة. Thank you.
Okay, مساء الخير. Good evening. Thank you. Okay, so my name is Misho. كمان مشهدية, my real name. Nura told me that I should just introduce the speaker, but I'm not gonna listen to her. I'm not a good listener. And the reason for that is because our keynote speaker, like I can't really summarize what she is and who she is and what she does in just one word. But the reason why I wanted to introduce her is because I'm a witness. I'm a witness for her true leadership skills, her true genuine heart of a leader. So I couldn't memorize them. I gotta just summarize and read over. She's a true visionary and fighter, a genuine grassroots woman who dedicates her life to good causes to create positive changes. She's proud of her identity as Iraqi woman, and she carries it by her heart wherever she goes. Recently, she was nominated in the Athena 40 Global Women 2020 as a peacemaker, sorry. So, she's a founder of the Iraqi Activist Society, a speaker directory at the Florida Humanities, a Florida refugee organizer at the Florida Immigrant Coalition, and also what I want to say بالعربي إنه في أشخاص هن بيرتدوا ثوب الألقاب والمواصفات، بس مع اللاوي المواصفات والألقاب بتلبسها، هي اللي بتلبسها وبتلبق لها كتير. I'm gonna use one of her quotes. She say, advocacy begins with owning and sharing your own story. Let's all listen to her story and get inspired. بسمع اللاوي.
Okay, before we start, if you all don't mind, you can stand up for one moment of silence for the victims and the Iraqi who lost their life fighting for their freedoms. Thank you so much. I was nervous because I want to speak Arabic today, and I want to make sure it's okay with everyone. So I used a lot of Arabic in my speech. So I will start with some greeting, Iraqi greeting. Normally, when we greet, we say, Assalamu alaikum, Allah bil khair, marhaba, ومساكم الله بالخير. Thank you so much, Misha and Noor, for tonight. It's so special seeing beautiful faces who all came to support an Iraqi organization that gives scholarship to all. العراقي دائما ينطي الغيره قبل ما ينطي لنفسه. And please, let's start with a special صفقة وهالهولة that beats Shakira's هالهولة. Now our halhula is famous. That was a good one. Who just did that? Can you stand up? You really did. Shakira's halhula. So normally my speaking engagements are all to English speakers. And the topic varies from educating the American community about us, Iraqis, Arab, Muslims, immigrants. It depends on the event, but today is so special for many reasons. And I will share the main reason at the end of my speech. So bear with me, I have a special treat to Iraqi speakers. I was born and raised in Baghdad, Iraq. Left Iraq 10 years ago. Yes. When in Baghdadin. No, we are all Iraqis in the end. Let's not be biased. I landed in Florida on the beach. Actually, 10 minutes from the beach. I'm not gonna speak about the beach today. Since I came, I have been improving my English. I remember the first week I was here in Florida. A cool guy with his pants down approached me and said, "What's up, girl?" I freaked out, wondering why he was asking me shakumaku. Normally, if an Iraqi asks you shakumaku, what's up, you end up telling them your whole life story. And I will not share my whole life story today. Since I came, I worked not just hard in the last 10 years, but also I worked smart. Not just for me, but for others. I also have always put the community before me and my family. I think that's why I think now I'm turning my career to be the first hijabi Iraqi stand-up comedy. Normally I make people cry when I share speeches, but today I insist to make you laugh. Lately, especially this year or so, I have been advised by work, friends, and my sister to start to be active on social media. And I did. I think I don't know exactly the difference between following people on Twitter or Instagram or adding people on Facebook. If you are my friend on Facebook here and you don't know why, let's talk later. I'm sure there is a reason why I added you. I still think of them for the advice. I thank them for the advice, but I think they should have trained me before opening all these accounts for me. Since I started my social media, I have met the most amazing people, and now I feel I am exposed more to the Arab world. I have been awarded and recognized for my work from big national and international organizations. Working with Arabs is so different and has a different taste. I have been asked how we do. So when I was exposed to the Arabs through social media, they start asking me, so where you have been? How many followers do you have? Do you have an Instagram? Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook? How many times you post on all of them? How I am going to have the time to do all of that work if I post every single minute? In all these years, I worked and served refugees and all refugees in the US, including Iraqis, which was the hardest to serve. Well, let's be honest. We know that Iraqis abuse Iraqis very well. بالمصري يقولون who speaks Egyptian? Okay. بالمصري يقولون إذا حبيبك عسل لا تاكله كله. But this never translated to Iraqi. What makes this week more special, this event? In this event, I like to shadow some people. So they always said, Basma, when you go out, انت تعكسين بأخلاقك في المجتمع تربية البيت. So it means you reflect your manners outside the way we raised you at home. I didn't realize I will be one day representing not just my family, but my homeland Iraq to others. Yes, we are here ambassadors to our home, to our family, and to our roots. The second advice, they always said, ارفعي راسك وافتخري انت بنت العراق. They taught me how to be a proud Iraqi woman. Not just, and my advice to you, do not just be yourself. Love yourself. There are many others, but there are only one Noura, and one Sarmad, and one Jihan, and one Nisha. Do not just be yourself and love yourself. Inhale yourself and exhale yourself. The third advice, بنتي كوني مرنة وتوكلي على الله والخير فيما يختاره الله. Now I was 5 when I heard that. And I'm going to explain it to you in one word, resilient. When I researched the word resilient, physiologists define resilient as the process of adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, or threats. You cannot say I am an Iraqi without saying I am resilient. We always have a way to do things. How many of you here visited Iraq before? Okay. So if the power goes off, what do we do? What if we don't have one? There's always a way, I'm telling you. And the next one, do not give up. لا تيأس من رحمة الله. It is normal to feel anxious when you are dealing with life or when we are pursuing our goals. Nevertheless, that moment when you feel the greatest anxiety, that is the tempting to just quit, is the perfect occasion to keep going. And the last advice, Mama Habibti, she always said, اللي يسوي لي خير أسوي له 10 واللي يذكرني بالخير مرة أذكره 1000 مرة. My parents taught me how to be loyal and how to pay it forward. And the Iraqi-American Union are paying it forward. Two more things to share. Before I share my treat with you, going back to the Iraqi language. As I shared before, my parents were Arabic language teachers. Every time me and my sibling text them, they do not respond until we fix the grammar in the text. I am serious. Earlier this week, I was invited to speak for Al-Arabiya TV. And I was asked to speak Al-Arabiya Fusha, former Arabic. I was more nervous from my parents' feedback than everything else. Within the first 2 minutes of the interview, I crashed the Arabic formal language, and I said, Kullish. Now let's go back to my treat to you. When I was a kid, I loved Iraqi poems, and I used to write them. Today's event inspired me to write a small Iraqi poem in Iraqi dialogue. So let's hear it together. Please, if you do not understand the language, let someone, an Iraqi person on the table, let them translate it to you in their own way, no judging. So the way we speak, هلا ومية هلا ومرحبا بالضيف وأهلا. عيوني روحي قلبي يما انت الكبد والله. شكرا انتو شلون صحتك اخبارك عيوني يلا الثوب اللي عجبك والله يلوق عليكو احلى. واليوم تطلع من عندي ما تطلع من عندي إذا ما تتغدى وتتمدد وتتعلل وتتعشى. وحتى ما خليك تدفع الكروة وانت ضيف تبات ببيتي واروح لك فدوة. أنا العراقي الشريف الكريم اللي ما يقبل الذلة. اليوم يقولون أحوال العراق صعبة، بس من اتصل بابويا دائما يقول بخير والله. شكرا.
هسه ويانا الناشطة بسمة علاوي، خلونا نتعرف عليها أكثر. مرحبا بسمة.
أهلا وسهلا.
ممكن تنطينا يعني شوي تعرفينا عن نفسك، تنطينا مور ديتيلز على مود هذا الإيفنت؟
أنا بسمة علاوي، ناشطة إنسانية. طلعت من العراق سنة 2010 وطلعت لاجئة من العراق، وصلت ولاية فلوريدا ب 2010، ومن ذاك الوقت ولحد الآن أساعد اللاجئين والمهاجرين من خلال عملي ونشاطاتي.
حلو. احنا سمعنا انه انت يعني مترشحة، تقدرين تعطينا مور ديتيلز؟
ايه، يعني طبعا ترشحت الجوائز إنسانية من قبل وفزت بقسم من عندها فلوريدا او على مدار الولايات المتحدة، ولكن الحمد لله هذه السنة بداية هذه السنة ترشحت من ضمن 40 امرأة صانعة سلام بالعالم. التصفيات حتكون بشهر الرابع أو الثالث من هذه السنة في لندن. إن شاء الله تكون من صالحنا، وطبعا أقدم هذه الترشيح فخر للعراقيين وللجالية العراقية وحتى للعراق بالداخل.
إن شاء الله يا ربي بالتوفيق، كل موفقة يا إلك. شكرا لك بسمة. Thank you so much.
Your time. We have a very, very, very special performance. Okay? So, we've been practicing Joby for 2 months. 2 months we've been practicing Joby.
شوفيش واحد حبي يلا نلعب جابه جابه. وما وقف شرط الضابط. لعلعنا مي اللي جابت وما وقف شرط الضابط. ما نصور فرطك ويتعاركون اصحابك.
يعني فرحان بوجودي بين الحبايب العراقيين وطلاب الشباب. أتمنى لكم موفقين إن شاء الله والنجاح الدائم. اليوم راح نقضي أمسية حلوة معاكم إن شاء الله تنبسطون ويانا بأحلى الأغاني العراقية من عادل عكلة والفرقة الموسيقية. فأهلا وسهلا بالجميع. راح أبدي بأغنية بغداد جنة بعيوني أنا.